Hey everybody, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. Man shoots and stabs himself to fake a miracle. That's Ricky Wagoner, a bus driver in Dayton, Ohio, who last February reported that he had been shot and stabbed by 3 black teenagers. His story got some play in the media at the time because he claimed that 2 of the bullets fired at him had been stopped by the Bible that he held in his chest pocket. Funny postscript to that story. Recently, the Dayton police announced that Wagoner had made up the bit about being attacked by scary black teens in hoodies and had actually stabbed and shot himself, including putting 2 in the Bible to make it look good. As a result, Wagoner is about to lose his job of 10 years and just generally looks like an asshole. Hope it was worth it, idiot. Dick Cheney weighs in on Iraq as though there's any reason to take him seriously. In a recent Wall Street Journal op-ed, former Galactic Emperor Dick Cheney criticized President Obama for underestimating the threat posed by terrorist organizations like ISIS, which is currently waging war against the Iraqi government. Cheney said, quote, "Rarely has a U.S. president been so wrong about so much at the expense of so many." Rarely? Because I thought of one right away. Hey, who was his vice president again? Do yourself and the rest of us a favor, Dick, and shut the fuck up. Anti-gay bigot all bummed out over marriage equality. A visibly discouraged Gary Bauer appeared on Newsmax TV's Steve Malzberg show last week to express his disappointment over what he perceives to be the dwindling number of Republicans still willing to publicly voice their disgust over the recent court decisions in favor of same-sex marriage. Gary said that, with all these activist judges striking down anti-gay marriage laws all across the country, it's as if the will of the people doesn't matter. I guess that is one way you could say it. You could also say that it's as if the rights of long-oppressed minorities do matter. Christ, it's an asshole parade this week, ain't it? Pat Boone's still a birther. See what I mean? Last week, Pat Boone was a guest on Alan Colmes' radio show. My first question was going to be, how the hell does Pat Boone still get himself invited to be a guest on radio shows? But then my next question was going to be, Alan Colmes still has a radio show? And they kind of cancel each other out. Anyway, Pat boldly predicted that by this September, Barack Obama's birth certificate will be proven to be a forgery. Big news, except for the fact that Pat said pretty much the exact same thing 3 years ago. We're still waiting. Actually, we're not. Most of us have moved on, and not just from the birther bullshit, but from you, Pat. Poor bastard. Even when you were relevant, you were fucking irrelevant. Though I admit, I loved seeing you in that random episode of Night Gallery I caught a couple of weeks ago. Well, loved is kind of a strong word. Recognized. Yeah, let's go with that. Boehner to sue Obama over executive orders. Last week, Speaker of the House John Boehner announced his intention to file suit in federal court challenging President Obama's use of executive orders. Now, I could be a dick about this and remind you that Boehner had absolutely no problem whatsoever with the use of executive orders during George W. Bush's presidency, and in fact, he openly endorsed the practice on multiple occasions. Or I could point out that by this point in his presidency, Bush had issued 211 executive orders, while Obama has issued only 175 such orders to date. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I understand. I get it. Boehner and his Republicans have failed to repeal the Affordable Care Act despite dozens of attempts, and their constant effort to whip up some sort of a scandal surrounding the Benghazi attacks has also been a huge fucking waste of everybody's time. So, sure, drag the President of the United States into court over using executive orders. I mean, why not? What's the alternative? Responsibly governing in the best interests of the people you were elected to represent? The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.